What's up, everybody, and welcome to the program that will smack you right in the internet every Tuesday night. It is the Cerebral Smack Talk live on YouTube.com. It's good old MF Michael Fletcher with Anthony the Hitman Florio, the Phenom Michael Bullock, the Twisty Angel, and my God, Survivor Series was not going to get any more crazier after tonight from Manchester. The game has changed literally. After what just happened here tonight, we witnessed history being made, and more importantly, the main event Survivor Series has been huge in the way. One thing's for sure, this is going to be an unbelievable night. This is going to be an unbelievable show. And, okay, I'm going to have a Mikey's mindset and talk about some other stuff outside. However, after, I think, the biggest story of the day, which is, the crowning, well, let's get into the SmackDown recap. We'll talk about it because we're gonna have about that ending and what. So let's just jump off, folks. And my goodness, all right. The first thing we had was Shane McMahon, and he basically for what they did for hitting them with the New Day and everything else about how they and everything nicely done, and how they Night Raw showed the loyalty, how everything came out really good. And I'm gonna say this fine for what it was worth. It was interrupted, obviously, and Sami Zayn, and it's a little interaction for what happened, and up getting the first fight of the night. But before we get into that, let's talk about the segment. I thought it was good. I liked it. Probably non-wrestling segment of the night. No doubt about it. I thought it was a decent work by everybody. So, look at that. The first fight of the night, Sami Zayn versus Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston, all right, decent fight. 2 stars, nothing too crazy about this match, because there was some other stuff that was down the line. So with that said, Anthony Floyo, come on in. It's all yours, my friend.
All right. Well, I'll tell you, MF. We usually get 2-for-1 segments on Ridiculously Raw. It's not when we get them on SmackDown Live, but hey, we'll take one here. Segment was the segment of the night by default because it was really the only real in-ring segment we had. It was an entertaining promo, but all the stuff about brand loyalty rings hollow. New Day being the brand ambassadors makes sense, but honestly, I don't think the crowds are that invested in this Raw versus SmackDown story, which is a shame. I mean, we're all invested in it. I mean, I know I'm in a 3-on-1 hole here. I know I'm the lone wolf when it comes to Monday Night Raw because all 3 of you are all Team Blue, SmackDown Live. So, not a problem. That's all I can say on that. But the crowd mostly got excited about the catchphrases, and I gotta tell you some things. Michael Bullock and I, we do our SmackDown chat, you know that, and oh my goodness gracious, boy howdy did Bullock and I. I don't think Bullock and I have ever had more fun doing a SmackDown chat than we did during this segment. This segment, you got to talk to Bullock himself. I mean, Bullock was having way too much fun during this segment. Trust me on this. And he's going to tell you why when we get to him. And MF and Didi, I think you're going to get a very good laugh out of what he's got to say about the segment. Trust me. or some of
Well,
the things he said
we'll wait
during
and
the
see on
segment.
that.
What's that?
We'll wait and see on that. I don't know how they're going to react to it.
Well, we'll see. But as far as the match goes, Kofi Kingston and Sami Zayn, I would probably say second best fight of the night. I'm going to give it 2.5 stars. Kofi Sami was a fun match, but it feels like they've been undermining Owens and Zayn ever since they began to build in earnest to Survivor Series. And there is that part of me that wonders whether they're being set up to get their revenge during the men's Raw versus SmackDown traditional Survivor Series elimination matchup. But then again, Derek Ferreira just came out with an interesting theory about that match. And I am hoping that his little scenario is not true. I hope this other scenario is true. That's all I'm saying on that. So we'll see what happens. But non-wrestling segment of the night by default, the fight between Kingston and Zayn, I would say second best of the night, 2.5 stars, solid. Nothing more to say. Michael Bullock, my God, man. That promo segment, man, you had a lot of fun during it. Some of the things you said, I still couldn't believe. You were so crazy during that. Awesome. I love it.
Oh yeah, so when it comes to this segment, this was by default the segment of the night here. I mean, Shane, like you said, was basically crediting the New Day for invading Raw last night and playing mind games with the entire Raw locker room, thinking that this was going to be Under Siege Part 2. Well, it was basically only the New Day. So and then Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn interrupted, and by goodness, when the exchange came down, I mean, I liked some of the things the New Day said that really had us laughing our asses off, and Florio can back me up on this one. I mean, I came up with some myself, right, Florio?
What was that?
Some of the things I came up with during that whole segment.
Oh my goodness, I still can't get over some of those things you said. I mean,
Well, do you want to hear one of them?
I think you brought up you dropped a ref. You
Well,
name dropped.
I'll only mention one since I mean we don't have. I mean, because if I brought up a bunch of them that I did, we'd be here all night.
Right.
But one of them, I say, well, Kevin. I mean, Sami Zayn has Kevin Owens. I mean, has his hand far up Kevin Owens' ass. Then he moved his butt up to his cheek, making it a butt cheek. Ayo! What do you think of that? I mean, wasn't that the one I said, Florio?
Yeah, you certainly did.
Yeah, and you certainly got a laugh out of that one. I don't know
I
about
also
these
got a,
guys, but
I also got a laugh out of you bringing up a legendary femme fatale from the
well,
past.
let's not go there with that one.
Okay, okay.
Let's not go there with that one. Uh, that's the only one I'm gonna mention. But anyway, getting back to this, as far as the match goes, I agree. I mean, it was a solid 2.5 star match. I mean, nice work by both individuals, and yeah, basically, uh, I mean, Kofi Kingston getting a win here, and then of course, basically, well, Kevin Owens gotten a cheap shot after, yeah, so yeah, good match here, 2.5 stars. So, Twisted Angel, Dee Woodson, come on in. Uh, Give us your thoughts on the segment, and then of course the match between Kofi Kingston and Sami Zayn.
This is a good way to start off SmackDown. Definitely addressing all the issues that we've had between Raw and SmackDown the last few weeks. The two seizures they've had from SmackDown to Raw, and of course Raw still not doing anything about it. So yeah, that's
All right, guys.
having. Hello.
Yeah, you're there? You're still going, Dee Dee. Go ahead.
Okay. Um, and then of course Kevin Owens and Zayn coming out and running their mouth, and you know, you kind of have to agree with Shane. They're not showing their blue spirit or anything. And then you get to the match, Kofi and Zayn, and they are pretty evenly matched. And you know, it was real good match. You know, wasn't the best of the night, but it was a good match. So I give it 2.5 stars as well. So Fletch, now you take it.
All right, so we are going to move on, and the next thing we had was a one-on-one match. It was Randy Orton versus Rusev. The winner of the bout in 7 minutes and 3 seconds was Randy Orton. Anthony Florio, it's all yours.
Well, so much for Rusev Day at Survivor Series. Yeah, 2-star match. It was another RKO loss for Rusev. I hope they start using him better soon. And, match was, so-so. And by the way, I did hear an interesting, came across an interesting dirt sheet that WWE is considering a double turn with Rusev and Ty Dillinger, because apparently Rusev's been getting babyface type reactions lately, and Dillinger I don't think is. So they're considering maybe possibly double turning Ty Dillinger heel and Rusev as a babyface. MF, what do you think about that? If that's true. So we'll find out. Yeah, it would be. But nonetheless, I can only give it 2 stars for the effort. And now we're sitting here wondering who's going to fill that 5th and final spot for Team Smackdown Live as part of Survivor Series. Only time will tell. We'll probably find out next week. Maybe a battle royale of some sort. I don't know. We'll see. But 2-star match. Nothing more to say. Aiden English still sings like Robert Goulet, Pavarotti, Francois Clemens, John Reardon. Nothing left to say. Michael Bullock, it's yours.
Yeah, I'll give it 2 stars. I mean, the match was fine for what it was. I mean, basically, it was nothing special to say the very least. Yeah, Florio basically just pretty much touched on everything. So I'm just gonna give it to Dee Dee Woodson.
Is anyone surprised that Randy Orton won? I'm not. 2 stars. Nothing more to say. Go on.
All right. I cannot believe I'm about to talk about this. This is an automatic cutout. I'm not even going to save you guys. I'm not going to let you guys talk about this. Becky Lynch, the captain of the Women's SmackDown squad, versus James Ellsworth. I think we know how this is going to end up. Wins the match at 6 minutes and 50 seconds. Yeah, I'm not going to waste or bore your time on this one, guys. I'm going to this one go into the next fight, which was a big one, guys, for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. It was the Usos versus Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin, the winners of the bout via a countout was Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin. However, because the fight ended in a countout, still SmackDown Tag Team Champions Jimmy and Jay, the Usos, they successfully defend they keep the belts, do not get the title victory. So I guess we can say it. Michael Bullock, it's yours. What did you think about the tag team title fight?
Oh, what was the time of the bout, Fletch?
3 minutes and 48 seconds.
I'm. I'll just give it about half to 1 star for the effort. I mean, it was pretty much there. I mean, it was disappointing to say the very least. It was going to be short, and it ended in a count out. But you know, it is what it is. I mean, it's just a little disappointing the way it went. So half to 1 star. Not going to get anything further details on it. Dee Dee Woodson, it's yours.
I'm not even going to rate it. It was too short. I mean, the count out due to injury. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not even going to bother to rate it. So, Floyo, it's yours.
Yeah, I'm with Dee Dee on this. I think Dee Dee pretty much NA'd it, and I'm gonna NA it too. So why wouldn't Benjamin and Gable bring the Usos back in the ring so they could win the championships? Unless there was a legitimate injury there. I don't really understand the finish. So, Jesus, I mean, I'm legit hoping he's okay, and because I want to see the Usos against the Bar at the Survivor Series in that Battle of Tag Team Champions. Even though I honestly kind of wanted to see Rollins and Ambrose against the Usos. The Bar against the Usos can still be a great match. Because remember, they were the final 2 teams in that tag team match last year. And for a good 5.5 minutes, they gave us some Shakespearean drama. And some great near falls in that match, and I'll never forget it. So, hope the Usos okay. We'll definitely keep an eye on it if anything comes in. But nonetheless, NA is my rating. And I believe, oh boy, MF. I think we're about to talk about
Before we get that,
Gorilla.
Before we get there, and I know you want to get there, wait. There is 3 matches that needs to be announced. Smackdown, Baron Corbin, Tara. Natalia puts the SmackDown Women's title on the line against Charlotte. Tag team main event, The New Day, and Kevin Owens for SmackDown next week on the Go Home show, leading into Survivor Series. But more importantly, now it's time. The main event for the WWE champion, Jinder Mahal, puts the title on the line against AJ Styles, the winner of the bout, in 16 minutes and 22 seconds. And new WWE champion, A. Styles. He wins the title for the 2nd time in his career, and more importantly, AJ Styles representing SmackDown Live versus Brock Lesnar Night Raw in the champion versus champion showdown in the main event of the Survivor Series. SmackDown chances of winning that fight has now folded, if you know what I mean. I am really excited now about the main event. I think we can all openly admit it. Lesnar versus Jinder was going to be a squash for Brock Lesnar. I think Heyman and Brock Lesnar are going to rethink because now they got not only a legitimate contender, but you're going up against one of the best in the game with a phenomenal AJ Styles. My dear, you have hit the lottery, my love. You get to lead off on the crowning of a new champion.
It's about freaking time we get rid of Jinder Mahal as champion. he has, in my opinion, and I'm going to take this as my opinion. I'm not going to put this on the guys on the forum or anything. In my opinion, personally, Jinder has been probably one of the worst champions and has degraded this title just by him holding it, because he hasn't been able to hardly do anything without having his little flunkies out there with him to help him win matches. And we already know he has zero mic skills. So all these months was basically a waste of time, waste of space, having this particular person holding this particular title. And we finally get to this point where we're almost to Survivor Series, and they just finally decide, okay, we're taking it off Jinder tonight, so that we can actually have a quality match for the Survivor Series with AJ and Brock Lesnar. And I definitely now am looking forward to that particular match, now that we have someone that we can actually be proud of and actually back for Smackdown finally. You know, all this time we've gone through with John Cena, the soccer mom for AJ and all this stuff, but now we finally got more respect for AJ this time around, having the title, just because of who he took the title from. So, in my opinion, I mean, this was definitely the fight of the night. I'm going to give it 3.5 to 4 stars, because there was a lot of action, a lot of drama there, a lot of even the stupid little bozos outside, you know, even interfering. But in the end, we still had AJ pull it off, win the title. Even with his knee hurting the way it was, he still ended up pulling it off. And congratulations to AJ Styles. I hope, man, that you are ready for your next big challenge, unless Bozo here decides to next week try to get his title back. I hope you're ready for Brock. So, not much more I have to say about it. Floria, what's yours?
There's nothing more for me to say on this. MF, there is something I'm surprised. I'm surprised he didn't say. There was one thing I was waiting for MF to say during his time.
I haven't said it yet.
About the WWE Network.
2 cents. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for it. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
You'll get it.
Yeah, it'll be Fletch's time once we get to him.
Okay. Because there's a certain thing he likes to tell the WWE Network, and I got a feeling it's coming, and I'm honestly, I cannot wait to hear him say, because I'm gonna get goosebumps when I hear him say for the WWE Network to do a certain thing. So that he said on this show many of times, and I got a feeling he's gonna do it in just a short. Okay. I will confess, I knew about it beforehand, but then again, I think we all knew about it beforehand, because for the first time in a long time, we got these little things called Smackdown spoilers out, because the shows were in England and they were taped, and that automatically means spoilers. And I found it on the WWE's Twitter page. It said new champion crown. I'm like, it's got to be AJ. I'm like, who else could it be? It's got to be AJ. And then when I saw it was, I was like, yes, 1,000 times yes. Awesome. Phenomenal. I agree with Dee's rating. 3.5 to 4 stars. Fight of the night, far and away. Derek even said it on the Wrestling Forum Facebook page that it was Jinder's best match. I'll give him that. Well, I guess the title doesn't have to weekend at Bernie's Jinder Mahal into relevance anymore. All jokes aside, this was a great move. Though I think it could be short term. I hate to say it. Mahal versus Lesnar was not a main event any of us were excited about, especially me. And I don't think they want to have Mahal lose any matches where he's not going to get his win back. He could do that against AJ in India or at the next Smackdown pay-per-view or wherever they decide. But it likely never would have happened against Lesnar. Though I honestly hope I'm wrong and they picked a new direction for the show. I trade Mahal to Raw for the Revival 6 days a week and twice on Sunday. He's not my cup of tea, and obviously after what Didi said, I am not alone in that opinion. Didi was absolutely spot on about Jinder. He wasn't Jinder Mahal to me. He was, as Kurt Angle called him, Jinder Mahal. He's always going to be that to me. In closing, 3.5 to 4 stars. But before I give it to, I don't know if I'm giving it to MF or Bullock here, but I'll say it like this. In the immortal words of Bobby Heenan from the 91 Survivor Series, describing the British Bulldog, Jinder Mahal, $1 million body, 10-cent mind. Boom. That's it. 3.5 to 4. Congratulations, AJ Styles. Now we have a Survivor Series main event. They're going for the gusto, friends. They really are. They're going for the gusto. They're trying to make this the greatest Survivor Series of all time. There have been many great ones over the years. 2002 from Madison Square Garden, 96 from Madison Square Garden, 95 from Washington, D.C. I mean, 04 and 05, I could go on and on about Great Survivor Series 87, the first one last year. But with the way this card is stacking up right now, with the 2 traditional Survivor Series matches, the 4 champion matches, and who knows, if they add New Day and Shield to this and make it a best of 7, I think we're looking at the greatest Survivor Series in the 31-year history of this prestigious event. And this is one Survivor Series. I don't think I've ever been more excited about a Survivor Series than Survivor Series 2017. November 19th, cannot get back enough. There's absolutely nothing more to say on this. 3.5 to 4 stars. Hey, Jinder, $1 million body, 10-cent mind. See ya. Bullet, it's all yours.
Yes, 3.5 to 4 stars. This was definitely the fight of the night here, and all I can say is this. Now with AJ Styles as the champ, and now we got a match that we can all look forward to. Brock Lesnar against AJ Styles. That is one I'm definitely going to have a major vested interest in. The Beast against the Phenomenal One. Should be a real fun one. I mean, yeah, there's really nothing more to say here except Fletch. I give it to you.
There's nothing more that has been made in Manchester, England tonight. The crowning of a new, undisputed WWE World Champion in the phenomenal AJ Styles for the second time ever. Now he goes to Survivor Series to possibly fight Incarnate Lesnar. I'm gonna say it. It's basically, it's one of those moments, and you know, I will save that for next week, Florio. I know what you're thinking. You're expecting me to pull that other trigger. I'm not. But I will say this. Overall review about SmackDown Live, and I'll lead it off here tonight, folks. They nailed it. Home run hit. Definitely a very good show. And on top of that, they pulled the trigger at the right moment with a new crowning of a WWE champion. We got AJ versus Lesnar at Survivor Series. No questions abound, because now Team SmackDown has only 4 members. They don't have the 5th. Who's number 5? Who's going to be taking, because the original spot, that was originally AJ Styles. It's a spot. The champion. That means the fifth spot's wide open. Could Jinder take that spot now? Do you give it to Jinder Mahal? Or does Shane McMahon have another ace up his sleeve? No. 7 out of 10 overall. Anthony, go.
7 out of 10. Yes, absolutely. Fight of the night, main event, of course. The opening segment was good. Kofi Kingston, Sami Zayn, solid match. I was a little disappointed with that Uso match, with that tag team title match. I thought that had I thought it had a chance to be something good. I thought we could have been looking at a 3 to 3.5 star match easy. But boy, did that disappoint us. And I'm so glad you didn't have us get into that Becky Lynch and James Ellsworth nonsense. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. I guess that was payback for not having you guys talk about the that ridiculous guitar on a pole match last night with Jason Jordan and Elias. So good. So but yeah, AJ and Mahal, I mean, 2 bits of history was made on this. It's the first time that the WWE Championship has changed hands on a SmackDown telecast in over 14 years. Not since Brock Lesnar beat Kurt Angle in an Iron Man match. I believe it was on September the 18th of 2003. Which I believe they hyped as the quote-unquote season premiere of SmackDown. The original SmackDown with Michael Cole and Taz. That was the last time before tonight that the WWE Championship changed hands on a SmackDown broadcast. And here comes the real history. What happened tonight with the WWE Championship changing hands in jolly old England, it's the first time ever that the WWE Championship has changed hands outside of North America, outside of the US, and outside of Canada. This is the first time that the title has changed hands overseas. And what a way to do it than by having, in my opinion, the best wrestler and the crown jewel of World Wrestling Entertainment right now, the phenomenal AJ Styles. He was the crown jewel of TNA. He's now becoming the crown jewel of WWE. And if you want my opinion, I'll be honest with you. He's my superstar of the year for 2017. Hands down. No other superstar on SmackDown Live, let alone Raw, has done what AJ has done. I mean, you thought he was great last year. I think he's just as great this year. Maybe even better. He's the hardest working man in WWE today. And he's doing what he did in TNA. He carried TNA on their backs for so long. Now he's carrying WWE on their back. He's the flag bearer now. And I wouldn't have it any other way. AJ Styles, I throw it up to you, Fortune 4 style, my friend. Awesome. And now you've given us a main event of Survivor Series that went from being an absolute zonk and a clunk to now possibly being one of the greatest Survivor Series main events of all time. This could be Brock Lesnar's best match, probably since the match he had with CM Punk at SummerSlam in 2013, that near 5-star classic those two had. This has the potential, if given enough time, to be a 5-star classic. Brock Lesnar's never won at Survivor Series. Tony Fun Fact, he's 0 for 3 in Survivor Series. Remember in 2002, he lost the title to the Big Show because of Heyman. 2003, he captained a Survivor Series team against Kurt Angle. He lost. Cena and Benoit, the sole survivors for Team Angle. And then, of course, last year, with what happened with Bill Goldberg. So, but man alive. 1 minute, I'm saying Brock Lesnar was going to have the easiest win of his career going up against the modern-day Maharaja. I thought he was going to squash him in 90 seconds like Goldberg did to him last year. Nope. I went from being ridiculously overconfident to not just scared. I'm not scared. I'm in the immortal words of MF. I'm scared. AJ Styles is now going to fight Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series. Lesnar's winless streak at Survivor Series could continue. You never know. They could put the phenomenal one over him. And if that happens, when will Brock Lesnar ever win at Survivor Series? He's 0 for 3. He could easily be 0 for 4. But nonetheless, you've given us now a main event that we can all be excited about. I just said it before, I'll say it again. They're going for the gusto. They're trying to make this the greatest Survivor Series ever. And with the way this card is stacked right now, aside from the Cruiserweight match, that's the only real blemish on this card. All the other matches have potential to be special. And think about this. With the U.S. Championship, if Sin Cara goes over, well, I don't know about that. I would love to see Miz and Corbin go at it. I really want to see that based on their Twitter exchanges. I want to see Miz and Corbin. I don't want to really see Miz and Cara. That would be another blemish to the card. Charlotte and Natalya, Women's Championship. If Charlotte goes over, think about this. If Charlotte wins the title, Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, the two crown jewels of the women's division, going at it at Survivor Series. Can you imagine that? Boy. My sides are aching and my heart is racing just thinking about those two beauties throwing down. I can't wait to see
But boy, what a monkey wrench that would throw on Team SmackDown too. What a major loss that would be if indeed, yes, Charlotte would be a great flag bearer for the champion when she goes up against Alexa Bliss. And I think a lot of people would probably go with Charlotte at that point, would probably say Charlotte would be the favorite against Alexa.
Of course.
In that match.
Of course, because of her success.
But you lose 4-3. Who does that mean Natalya replaces does that mean Natalya replaces Charlotte on the team? And if that's the case, that look like I would be a little more worried about that match.
Who would you seriously, MF? Who would you rather have as your fifth, Natalya or Lana? Who would you rather have?
Of course, I would take Natalya, but the problem is that enough, because I think she might be out for herself at that point. Because think about it, you got a guaranteed fight against the Raw Women's Champion, gave it to a 5-on-5 Survivor Series team match. No,
we'll see.
And I may like the Hearts, but I don't trust them as much as I can throw them, if you know what I mean about that.
Of course. I understand. So, but yeah, I mean, Survivor Series is shaping up, man. That's all I'm saying. They're going for the gusto. They're trying to make this the best one ever. They keep going down the road they're going. I think when we do our Survivor Series recap show on the 19th, I think all of us, especially me, are going to consider it the greatest ever. Look at this card. From top to bottom, you're looking at a damn good card. Only blemish is the Cruiserweight match. I have no desire to see that. But everything else, I'm in. Not just in, but I'm all in. Really nothing left for me to say on this. 7 out of 10. History-making night. Title change on SmackDown for the first time in 14 years. And the first one outside of North America. So nothing more to say. Michael Bullock, I mean, I think this will also go down as one of our best SmackDown chats of all time. I mean, we got to witness a title change for the first time in over 14 years.
Oh yeah, I definitely say this was probably one of the best SmackDown chats that you and I have had since we started it. Especially with the title change tonight. So yeah, 7 out of 10 is definitely my rating as well. I mean, the fight of the night, Jinder Mahal and AJ Styles. I mean, the opening promo segment was good. I mean, Kofi and Sami Zayn was good. I mean, he did have some cutouts, but other than that, I mean, I thought it was good. So, looking forward to the go home shows for both Raw and SmackDown Live next week as we begin the final build for Survivor Series. You said the card, I think, is looking really good, and the only downside is the cruiserweight match, which none of us, I think, are gonna be interested in. I think we'll only be interested in the Raw versus SmackDown matches that'll be going down. So it's up to both shows to really bring it home next week. So 7 out of 10, DD Whitson, I give it to you.
This was definitely a good show. I agree, 7 out of 10. We had a couple of low points, but we had a lot of high points, and we ended probably on the best point that we could possibly end on, leading into a go-home show. And, I mean, even the go-home show for SmackDown is stacked. I mean, wow. The women's title match, all these matches they announced tonight for SmackDown. I don't have the list in front of me, or I'd go on. But, I mean, that's going to be a stacked card next week, and leading into the Survivor Series. Plus, we should be finding out not only who would replace Charlotte if she wins, but also who will be the fifth member of Team SmackDown. I mean, that's going to be, the biggest two answers we're going to have next week. Because as of right now, I mean, it's stacked. SmackDown's stacked. Survivor Series is stacked. And, all we have now left is to find out who the fifth member is on the Raw women's team, and we'll have the card all set. And, the cruiserweights is probably the blemish of Survivor Series. But, of course, each of the teams also have their little low points. But I know we didn't really discuss much about Lynch versus Ellsworth, but I kind of liked what Carmella did there at the end, which was pretty much kicking Ellsworth to the curb. I mean, I'll give her thumbs up for that, even though she still is not my favorite person on SmackDown. Still don't want to see her with the title, but it is what it is. At least she got Ellsworth put in his place tonight. That's for sure. So, not much more I have to say about it. Really good SmackDown, really good ending. So, until
Edie, before you go, before you want to talk about one thing,
yeah.
And I really would like to get your thoughts about this. This is part of the Mikey's Mindset I wanted to talk about. And okay. I want everybody to jump in on this one. So just hold it for like a couple of minutes, and let me just set it up for you guys. Kingdom 12. New Japan Pro Wrestling's biggest event of the year. This is the one that's got the entire wrestling world. And that is that at Wrestle Kingdom, January 4, 2018, the leader of the Bullet Club, Kenny Omega, will be putting the IWGP United States heavyweight title on the line against WWE's own, the Ayatollah of rock and roller, Chris Jericho. Being hyped as one of the biggest dream fights in recent memory. I would like to get your thoughts about the match, Omega versus Jericho.
Well, honestly, I don't know a whole lot about Omega since I don't really get to see the other um, companies very often. Might be lucky to stumble across one maybe on YouTube or something every so often. Um, but I think I read something about this earlier about Jericho being in this match, and now that I guess he's a free agent now, so that it seems like a very good chance for him to step out of the major American companies and really have a chance to shine on his own without the monkey riders that we have on WWE or the ones on Impact or whatever it's called now. So yeah, I think it's going to be a good show. Like I said, I don't know much about Omega, or the opponent, but yeah, I think it's going to be a real good match. I think it'll be one for history making, and I hopefully we'll be able to find it after it's over with and get to see it maybe on YouTube or something. So I guess that's it for me.
All right. Thank you very much, Dee Dee. Have a great night, and we'll
You
see you
too.
next week.
See you next
Anthony,
week.
toss this to you. Omega versus Jericho, Kingdom 12.
The password is 5-star classic. That's what this is going to be. This is going to be a 5-star classic, Shakespearean drama at its absolute finest. Kenny Omega, the crown jewel of New Japan Pro Wrestling. Well, I would say he's the crown jewel. I think that's Okada. Okada right now is the crown jewel of New Japan right now. But I'd say he's right behind. He's probably like number 2, number 3 on that list when it comes to the New Japan guys. I mean, those incredible epic matches with Okada, which both of those ranked 1-2 in my match of the year overall candidates, no doubt about it. But you're talking about 2 of the best talkers of all time. Kenny Omega, so great at running his mouth. Jericho, great at running his mouth. Both men's egos are so big they need their own zip codes, in the immortal words of Jerry Lawler. But you want to talk about great technical wrestling, this is right in my wheelhouse. This is going to be a Flair Steamboat 5-star classic, if I'm going to be real honest with you. And man alive, I mean, 2 months from now, when it comes to our matches of the year, for 2018, we've got an early contender. That's all there is to it. If they give them the time, and I know they're going to get the time, I wouldn't be surprised if they get like 45 minutes or, God forbid, even more than that, to showcase the talents of these 2 incredible performers. I got a feeling this could go down as one of the greatest wrestling matches of all time. January 12th, you said, MF? Or when? What's the date of this event?
April 4th, 2008.
April 4th.
Or I should say January 4, 2018.
Wow, I was going to say, wow, that coincides with WrestleMania almost. But January the 4th of 2018, just a little less than 2 months away. That's another day that cannot get here fast enough, in addition to November 19th, which, of course, is the Survivor Series. So, but nonetheless, we're looking at a 5-star. We're looking at Shakespearean drama at its absolute finest. And this is one match that I definitely will have a major vested interest in. No doubt about it. So I hope we get to see these 2 cut some promos leading into the match. And if they do, oh boy, the verbal exchanges between these 2 could go down as maybe some of the greatest verbal exchanges of all time. I cannot wait. So really nothing more to say on that. So Michael Bullock, do you have a quick thought on this?
Yeah, this is definitely going to be 5 stars. I mean, I think they're definitely going to put on a really good match here. one that I think everyone's going to really enjoy. And like you said, the egos of these two, and yeah, I'm interested to hear some of the comments or verbal jabs that they could possibly throw down. So yeah, this is something I think everyone's going to be interested to see. So yeah, that's pretty much my quick take. So so Fletch, I give it to you.
And the other article I was gonna talk about is just gonna be me and me alone, guys. So you guys can sit back and relax and chill. And it had to do. This is why I really had to be very careful because I wanted the producers I wanted to talk to the producers, and because I stumbled across an article, Lexi Beal. Now, for those who don't know who Lexi Beal is, she is a adult. She's a part of that industry. Now, had a female part of the world in professional wrestling. You gotta go all the way back St. Clair and the days that she was in ECW. And now we're talking 1997, 94, 95, around that time. And Lexi Beal has made an Instagram post saying that she is become a WWE female wrestler. Now, the reason why I'm being very careful with this is because this is the first that all of us has been hearing about it. There has been no confirmation by WWE that they're even interested in Lexi. Second of all, it's only basically on a preliminary basis. So that's why I'm being very careful with the story and not coming out on a full scale, opening it up to the form. So, because 30 years old. Second of all, she is definitely not PG. I don't know if WWE is even interested or want to go down that well, knowing that because of her background and what she was previously to before becoming a WWE star, because you can already tell if WWE or make any type of comment about Lexi's desire of becoming a wrestler, that you know all of the conservative groups from here to Kingdom Come will come down on WWE and will go after them for being, a lot of reasons. There will be a lot of negative heat on WWE about this. Now, if Lexi decided it to have come out, I want to say about right around the days of the Attitude Era, I think at that time she would have been fine because the day was willing to push the envelope, with their language, the sexuality, the violence, the blood, the gore. And that was back then accepted. And WWE has always pushed the envelope, having some of their women pose naked on Playboy magazine. Christy Hemme, Maria Canales, Ashley Massaro, Candice Michelle. These were women that did that, and that was one thing not so taboo back in the day. But after all the stuff that after the Chris Benoit, after the murder-suicide, WWE decided that they wanted it to be more conservative. They were going with this PG-rated stuff, meaning they were eliminating all of the stuff, the craziness, but by doing that, they alienated a lot of the fan base, and that's why the ratings have been dropping, the attendance have been dropping because WWE has been more catered as family-oriented. Lexi Beal, if she is legit, now that's another thing, because to make a post, maybe this was a PR move, you don't know. If she's legitimate about making it or trying to become a wrestler, number one, you got to change your entire image. Not only that, you have to really work and definitely have to prove that you're worthy enough to be in the wrestling ring. I think that's another thing that we got to talk about. That'll be a story for another day. About coming with the story tonight, because I wanted to make sure from the producers that I got the okay. And because we're in a rumor stage, I don't want to say that, yes, this is happening, or no, it's not happening. But if she's making it very known for Instagram that she wants to, now there's the desire, the want, the need, and actually going out and actually doing it. Going to the performance center, getting a contract for a tryout, and making it, on the company. Does that, then we'll revisit this story. This is almost like Ronda Rousey all over again, because remember, Ronda signed. She is in the performance center right now, getting ready to perform for whenever that day may come. Rumors are swirling that it's probably going to be WrestleMania, where Ronda Rousey will be in the ring, possibly with Charlotte Flair. That's the rumor. So the Lexi Beal story in assault on Rousey, we just don't know when we'll see her in the ring. As said, we're just going to end it on that note. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Friday night, College Football Thursday. Huge show. Friday night is Strictly Sports College Football NFL Friday, hosted by Anthony Floyo. Both shows 10:30 starts on the Tone 25. Monday night, another edition of Ridiculously Raw, go home show for Survivor Series. 1 week from tonight on this very channel, the go home show for Smackdown Live, Cerebral Smack Talk. For Anthony Floyo, for Michael Bullock, for Dee Woodson, I'm Mike Fletcher. Have a good night, everybody. So long for now. Bye.